on our 97 Astro van. You guys have seen we've done a few videos on that. First things first is the reason you guys are seeing a lot of videos on this particular van is I'm finding there's a lot of people on YouTube that are posting comments to the channel that want to see how-tos, want to fix their own cars, get a lot of really good response. And so that's kind of why we're doing this, and we're going this route with some of these more how-to videos. Probably for the last couple years I found that there's certain things that people want to learn, and with having these vehicles available to be able to do it, hopefully it's educational. So anyway, on this Astro van we have a rich condition in cylinder 5. I suspect that it is the fuel pressure regulator. We're going to go ahead and remove the doghouse, get that out of the way so that we can get the plenum off, and then get in there and diagnose the problem and find out if we have, the fuel spiders leaking, or the fuel pressure regulator, or the nut kit. So I'm going to show you kind of step by step how to fix the problem, how to diagnose the problem, and so anyway, we're going to get started. All right, let me show you what's going on with this van. Like I was saying, we're having a little bit of a hard start. Let's see if it'll do it this time around. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. Well, that's the problem that we're having, just a real hard start. One thing we can do to kind of, check and see if we have, rich condition is pull off the, your intake here and your idle control sensor, and just smell in there and see if you smell a rich condition. That's one of the ways to find out if you're getting raw fuel in the intake plenum. Alright, as you begin a project this size, I highly recommend you get somewhere to store all your parts. I even will store all my bolts. I'll label where they go. Make sure I have enough bins so that I can do a job this size. This is what we're doing here now. Intake manifold, gasket, probably obviously both sides, and then the fuel spider. So it's always a good idea to make sure you're organized and you know where all your bolts and tools, where all your bolts and hardware go. So I recommend you do that. For this job, I've already removed the doghouse. They kind of bring you in here and I'll show you. So I've already removed this doghouse, which is going to be part of the video, or maybe I'll separate that video. This is going to be a long process here, probably looking about 16 to 20 hours to do this. So we're going to replace, we're going to be pulling out the plenum right here, and the injectors, which are right underneath here. We're going to be repulling the distributor, which is right here, and then we're going to also be pulling off the intake manifold and all this hardware and housing. But the first thing that we need to start with when we're doing this is we need to remove the air box. And the reason being, the air box gives you a little bit of room to access the alternator right here, and then the AC bracket. So now we need to remove that, and then also down here we got to remove this whole bracket right up here. We got to remove that whole thing so that we can get the power steering pump out. I think it drops down from underneath, and then there's a couple bolts there because we got to be able to pull this whole bracket forward. So we're going to go ahead and start with this. I also have another video on how to replace the fan and the water pump, if you need to learn how to do that, and show you how to take all this hardware off. But we should be able to access it from here. I might remove this stuff just so I can get it out of the way, but we're going to go ahead and tackle this. So wish me luck. Here I go. I also found that we don't have to pull this alternator completely off. It's still connected up. All I did is I removed the bolt from here and from here where it connects into the block, and it actually gave me enough room to pull it back to where I can get to the intake manifold bolt, which is right here where my finger is. So I think I'll be okay. I won't have to pull the alternator completely off, and I'm hoping the same thing with this alternator, or with the AC pump. If you look over here, you can't really see, but there's a bolt right here that's behind that AC pump. That's why this AC bracket has to come forward as well. But it's this whole piece. So there's a bolt here, a bolt right here, and then there's a bolt right down here on the bottom. And I believe that's all there is. I think there's another one right here, a half bolt right there with a nut, and then this whole hardware should come forward. But I have to remove the lines in the back of the AC pump But I'm going to try to keep everything intact so that we don't have to recharge the system. I'm just going to kind of try to pull it forward so you know it's out of the way. Okay, on removing this, your AC bracket, you have a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here, and then you have a bolt here. And then on the bottom, I'm going to take you down there and I'm going to show you what needs to be done down there. What we want to do is bring you under here so you can kind of see there's one bolt right there. Can you see it? That bolt needs to be released to get the bottom of the bracket. Try to climb under here so you can see that bolt needs to be removed, and it just kind of loosen it up. See if I can point it out to you here. It's right here. Do you see that? That's the bolt. So you just got to loosen that up so that this can slide back so you can get it out of the way. Now I'm going to disconnect the lines up on top. Alright, unfortunately on some applications you don't have to remove the AC lines, but on this one you do, because you have this big AC line right here, and this big AC line. One goes back to the rear for the rear AC, and this one goes up to the front condenser. So there's a bolt right here. We'll just zip that loose, and then we'll go up in the front and remove the line up in the front. Alright, as you can see, we've got the alternator down, we've got the AC pump and bracket out of the way, we've got the AC line out of the way, we've got another heater hose here that we have to remove, another heater hose here, we've removed the thermostat and the thermostat housing, we've removed the EGR valve, we've removed the temperature sending unit, the heater hose that's going in out of the thermostat. So big job, and this is just the front end. We also had to remove the dipsticks. Right here there's a 10mm bolt right here, and there's one that connects up to the firewall so we could get the wire harness out of the way. We had to remove a smog line over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this throttle bracket and the cruise control assembly so that we can get this hose off, and then I think we'll be done in the front end, and then the rest of it will be all on the inside. Alright, wow, what a day. So in this Astrovan I think I spent about 10 hours on it. I created 2 videos, one on how to replace the fuel spider, which this one was definitely bad, and then the other one on how to replace the intake manifold gaskets and how to replace the oil valve cover gaskets. Sorry, it's late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. But this took me, I think it took me probably around 8 hours to do. Been wrenching on it all day. As you can see, my face shows the tell signs. I've been pretty in it. As Eric says on Eric the Car Guy, you know, stay dirty. I'm dirty. So, but anyway, we found the problem. We found the problem with the intake manifold gasket. We found the problem with the fuel spider. We found the problem with the valve cover gaskets, and so we're replacing all that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. I'd love to know your comments. I realize why nobody's done this video yet. Before I decided to do this, I realized there's nobody that's did an Astrovan fuel spider replacement or intake manifold gaskets. I've seen them on other websites, I've seen them on blogs, but I've never seen it done in a video format. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's probably going to take me about 2, maybe 3 days to edit and launch. So when you guys actually start to watch it, hopefully you enjoy it. Please let me know. Until next time, we'll see you then. Bye.